So that was in ortho room, ortho neuro room. That little machine right there is what they used to use for neurosurgeries. They would actually look through the microscope and do things like carpal tunnel releases and stuff like that. Now the neurosurgeons don't do that. They use a robot. I think someone might actually be in that room. But here's another room. This is the robot room. Just got a picture of this one. Okay, so I had a phone call come through, so I got cut off in the middle of my video. I'm recording on my camera, on my phone. But basically what I'm doing is working the night shift. I worked this morning, got off early so I could go home and get some rest. Didn't really work out the way I planned, but anyway. Did that, and I have duties that I have to do for night shift, which include checking the freezers, that the bones are being held in, like the cranial flaps, the donor bone, like the femurs and the humerus and stuff like that. And then I have to check the autoclaves, make sure they're working properly. I have to check I have to check the defibrillators. I have to check case cards and lay out cases. There are some cases on the board that I want to show you, but I don't want it to be HIPAA. So I wonder if I can just show you the case itself. If I can just black out the patient information. Pop this on up. So I thought this would be the perfect time to finally get my questions that y'all have been asking recorded, so that way I can stay awake, because I'm tired. This is my bedtime. I would be probably just getting into bed. So right now it's like 1 o'clock. So I did pretty good so far. So let's see how I'm looking around 4. I did 1 task. I said I was gonna do 1 task an hour to try to stay awake. Actually, I did 2 tasks. So I did the defibrillators and I checked the freezer and the warmers. I can probably go ahead and make sure the beds and the tourniquets are plugged in. And I can probably go ahead and pop the autoclave testers in. this. So how our hospital is, I'm at a level 2 trauma center, and basically that means that we aren't required to have a full working staff here. Yeah, so I'm not required to have a full working staff here for nights. So there's usually somebody who works the night shift, and working the night shift, they would call in people if we got a trauma that was to come in, or they would basically handle all the nighttime duties there, but their shift would be 7 days a week, like 7 on, 7 off, or they would work 10-hour shifts depending on how their partner they work with or the opposite of work. But here is the schedule. So basically, this is how the schedule is. I'm trying to hide patient information, and it's separated by room, and the names of the staff would go in these boxes, like this, the CRNA, the circulator, and the scrub. This is for if they have a latex allergy, there'll be a flag here, and if they have any other things that we need to know about, well, no, in this box there, it lets us know, like, if they just got here, if they're registered, if the patient's ready, if they have to do labs. Like, this is all the information on this part. So, and that is that. Okay. Okay, so just making sure ain't nothing behind me. But so that's that. Let's see, what else can I talk about? I said I was gonna write down some stuff to give y'all, to make sure I answer all the questions that were asked of me by you guys. So I'm gonna go down my checklist of what y'all want me to discuss. Okay, so now I did a lot of the other, I pulled out some of the other tests already recorded their results. Now I'm going to do this last one. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and then put in this next test, and then we'll go from there. This is what the results look like when it comes out. That means that it was negative. That means that it reached the correct temperature, and this yellow dot turns black. Shit. I went in the room with a sterilizer. It was off, but it made me nervous. I ain't trying to get radiated or whatever it do. So go in here. Oh, I did that one. It's the one down here. So this is the book that we logged in. This is the test. So the dot is black. It started off yellow, and when it turns dark black, that means it's reached the correct temperature. So we're gonna take this out. You look for that sheet, and it turns that color. here's the control. You want all of these to be negative. They all turn black. They all sterilize. We want to make sure that all the numbers. This is the countdown time for when it'll be, the results will come. So in this video, it's a few clips that were not in a day, since this is a day in the life. They were over a few days or a nighttime shift situation that I just wanted to include in this day in the life. So if I'm wearing a different scrub cap or it's a different time of day, then that's why. But I'll just do a voiceover over that, so that way you can kind of see and I can explain what's going on. But I thought I would just insert this clip so that way you can kind of pick up what I'm putting down. You feel me? All right. So I've been trying to get this video recorded. Well, this portion of the video recorded. So I'm just gonna get it done. And then I'll probably have a part 2, just answering some questions that were asked on previous videos about things that we do as a circulator or OR nurse. Excuse me. So first of all, that's my tree. It was a Grinch thing. But 3 things we're gonna talk about is I'll talk about, I got my little list. I'll talk about teams that we do in the OR. I'll talk about room setup, which is part of RN duties. And then I'll talk about helping with anesthesia. First thing I said was teams. So basically, in the OR, we have different teams. Some hospitals do it where it's just, everybody just does everything. You have what you particularly prefer or your stronger area of expertise or whatever, but people can pretty much do anything, meaning they can assign you to any doctor, any case, any specific specialty. But at my hospital, we have, which I think I mentioned in a previous video, ortho team, vascular team, open heart team, and the general team, which is also general trauma. So you'll take trauma call and you'll do regular, like plastic stuff, eyeball stuff, abdominal stuff, different stuff like that. I can go into that in detail. So you'll come in, if you either have experience, you'll come in saying, I know how to do this, this, and this, and they'll just put you, basically you can do any team. Or if you say, I only have general experience, so you'll be on general team, I only have ortho experience, so you'll be on ortho team, it goes on like that. But basically, as far as from what I did, I went through something called a period program. It's where they basically teach you how to do your job, like an on-the-job training. So you get paid while you learn. So it's a 6-month program. For us, we had to do a contract, and that was basically just to teach us the things that we needed for our job, but basically kind of like a give and a take. Like, we're giving you this information, so we're going to take time from you for you to work at our hospital. That's kind of how I took it. So did that 6-month program. The first 3 months, the first month or so is like textbook, kind of sitting in the classroom, learning different stuff like instruments, the basic instruments, basic procedures, and then like sterile technique and stuff like that. And then the next 2 months were orienting amongst different teams. And I want to say the last 3 months or last 2 months, 2 or 3 months, 2.5 months, was when you're assigned to your team, and then you learn that specific team. You get better at that specific team. You get the skills and learn, get more familiarized with that specific team. Because in the beginning, you kind of get in the feel of different stuff, and then you have the opportunity to kind of bid for your team that you want to do. And depending on the need, because they want to push you something that you like and you enjoy. And depending on the need of that team, then they'll try to put you in that team, or you can do that team that they assign you to, and then later cross train to another team. That's how I did. Well, I've done all the teams. And then once you're on your own, you're still never on your own. Everybody's kind of team oriented. They work together. Nobody kind of leaves you stranded. We believe in helping each other, especially on my team at Open Heart. We try to lend helping hand in whatever area. There are scrubs that are helping nurses helping scrubs, anesthesia. That's a whole nother story. Like, they have a lot on their hands. So I'm a good helping hand. So to kind of go into the next topic, which is helping anesthesia or helping with anesthesia, coming off the ambulance where I used to work as a EMT, we used to have to assist the paramedics as far as civilian side, because military side, we were the medic. But normal civilian side, the EMTs helped the medics. And when I say help, that means we were like their third, fourth, fifth, sixth hand. So if their hands are tied, or they need somebody to cut tape or open a vial or drop something or pull a syringe or pull the stylet, like basically we're there to be that extra support. Squeezing the bag, because sometimes, patient begins to spasm, or they're not breathing, or, whatever the case, sats or desatting, going down, decelerating, different stuff. They need an extra, while maybe, like, I'll just go into my situation. I have a video clip that I've already inserted, and I showed you one table that's called a swan table. So for hearts, it's a big IV, might as well just say an IV. It's a central line, so it's going in one of the main veins, and that's where we're pushing the drugs. So I decided to just go ahead and bring the clip back up again of the swan table. From left to right, we have the initial catheters they use to get access, the wire they pass down, the actual catheter that is passed into the neck, and then the syringe that they use to draw back to make sure they're in the right place. So that's where we're pushing the drugs into your neck, and that's because it's just a bigger site. It's more convenient, and sometimes if you have to give blood, it's better to have a large bore. A lot of times, we'll have 2 IVs in both arms, and then we'll have a bigger IV in the neck. So the Swan is a huge system where basically it can monitor your pressure, your blood pressure, your venous pressure, your arterial pressure. It just monitors. It has different ways of, monitoring different values, which is why they like it so much in Open Heart. With them being a critical surgery, they need to be able to monitor different things besides just your blood pressure. Like specifically what's going on in your heart, different parts of the heart's pressure. So when they do that, when they insert that line, they have to be sterile. So if they're sterile, meaning they can't touch anything other than what's on the field. So they'll clean the patient's neck. The patient is asleep. They'll clean the patient's neck. They'll prep it out with the ChlorPrep or whatever sterile soap they want to use. And then they'll drape it out. So the patient, like I said, patient's sleeping, they'll drape it out with some towels or sheets. And basically all that's exposed is just this much of the neck. So as they're running lines through wires and all that type of stuff, patient's blood pressure is dropping, or patient's desatting, or patient blood pressure is too high, or whatever, they'll need us to assist. So we'll go and pull a drug and push the drug, or we'll, go up on the gas, or we'll make those adjustments for them to be that extra third hand, like I was saying, because their hands are basically tied on whatever they're doing for that patient in the moment. That's one situation. Another situation is patients going to sleep, patients getting intubated. So they're trying to see, so they have their blade in one hand looking in the patient's mouth, down their throat. And they'll have the stylet or the ET tube in another hand. And as they're putting the tube down, they'll need somebody to pull that stylet. They only have 2 hands. So that means they need you to be that third hand to pull the stylet out, to blow up the cup, to attach the tubing from the vent to their, just assist. And that was my thing that I was used to doing when I was EMT, was assisting with IVs, whether it's connecting the line, pre-flushing the line, cleaning up a little mess. Like, that's just what we were there for, is to just be support. So that was helping anesthesia. Anesthesia. Bring her here.
Your eyes are watery.
You say that every time.
I was right here and I said, is her eyes watery? Yeah, I saw water.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
She said, she started to say,
Hey.
both of your eyes watering.
Hey. Your mouth is like nasty. Okay, so.
Can Sage go on her walker?
Here you go.
Hey.
Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, it goes to your outfit too.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, like I was saying, room setup. So basically, when we come in the room, first thing we clock in. I showed y'all basically how I come in through the door, clock in, change your clothes. If you didn't already come in your clothes, which you're not supposed to do. But come in your clothes, or you change into your clothes. You get up to your room. We have a little brief huddle talking about equipment that's down, rooms that are down, patient safety issues. Maybe there are multiple names that have the same last name, so a name alert, or if there's something that's like an isolation patient, or a room that may like a patient or a surgeon that may roll later, or just basically confronting or bringing up all issues that we need to know before moving forward with our day. Then we look at the board, a tracking board, which I also put on this video earlier in the earlier clip. They have the rooms assigned with your anesthesia, your scrub tech, and your circulating nurse. So you know what room you're going to. So you go to your room. Your case card is already in the room laid out, because the person that the night before lays out every room's first start, just to kind of help speed up the process. So then they have the room laid out. So we set up our room as far as like making sure the bed is correct, making sure all the necessary additional supply. Then you make sure your bed's turned correctly. So the beds in surgery have where there's a base that's either in the center, so the bed can slide back and forth, or the bed is set this way, meaning this is the head and this is the foot of the bed. So if your surgery needs to be able to get a C-arm, which is an x-ray machine under the head of the bed, a C-arm can't fit if the base is right here. So you have to turn the bed around, so that way when you turn the bed around, it's like this. So this is the head and this is the foot. So that way the C-arm has room to go under the patient if you need to do anything that needs to be done with the abdomen. So that's why when I say check your bed, you want to make sure your bed's positioned in the correct way. Or we have to do like a GYN case or a urology case, which means you need to be in stirrups. You can't be in stirrups if your base is down this way, because the legs, those are things that you just learn in the peri-op program. And I can go into deeper detail if y'all want that with the next video. I was trying to kind of sum this video. I didn't want it to be too long and like dragging it out, because only a few people are kind of interested in this kind of thing. So I wanted to be straight to the point. So basically those are the high key points about preparing yourself for your room. That's the hardest thing that people, I won't say the hardest thing. Those are one of the challenges in being a circulating nurse, is being prepared and not having to go and run out of the room because you want to be there for the patient, for the doctor, for your team, and having to leave out of the room is not helping anybody. And now you're stressing out because you're asking for something 75 minutes, which feels like 15 minutes because you haven't gotten there fast enough. They're going off because they're waiting for the patient, because this is what the patient needs at this moment in time. And it's a mess. So the best thing is to be prepared for your case ahead of time, which is why you want to make sure you have everything you need. And I want to say that's going to be it for now. I'm going to go ahead and sum this video up, and I'll do a part 2, and that'll include OR attire. That will include outpatient and PACU, like going from outpatient and then going into PACU. And then it will also include call shifts and what we do what we do completely, as in like what is our job as an RN or as a circulating nurse. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to get some more things out there. I'm really trying. Y'all, my life is just chaotic right now. And I've gotten a little complacent and comfortable, but I'm gonna get some more stuff out to y'all because I realize this is a very popular topic. I have a lot of people asking me questions about this type of stuff. So I really want to be there for y'all in any type of informative information, because it wasn't a lot of informative information or informative content, I should say, on this topic. So hopefully this helps you guys kind of decide this is for you. And like I say, another part 2 video coming up soon. So like, comment, and subscribe, and keep watching for the next video.